Why does it seem like ADHD is getting so common? It seems like half the kids growing up is like some form of ADHD.
Yeah, so I think it's a great question. I think it's the same thing as autism and exactly what Jack said. If the mind doesn't use something, it loses it. So if we look at attention span. So if you look at like people will say, okay, like screen time is good or screen time is bad. Sometimes parents, will ask me, we do a lot of work with parents. And they'll ask me like what amount of screen time is good or bad. And the issue is screen time isn't all the same. So there's a great guy named Carl Marcy, was a colleague of mine at Harvard Medical School. He started an empathy lab thing where he ended up his company got acquired by Nielsen. So what he would do is he would hook people up to EEGs and like cardiovascular stuff and stuff like that. He would measure them in a bazillion different ways and then have them watch ads. And then he would tell companies this ad is the best based on the EEG activity. Just a brilliant idea. So I was talking to Carl about this, and Carl was kind of pointing out to me that when you watch Sesame Street and you're a 5-year-old, there is a certain length of like what you're engaging with. The story is like maybe 7 minutes long. So now what's going on is that kids, the moment they get bored with something, so when you're bored with Sesame Street, you have to sit through it. And over time, even if you watch Sesame Street every single day, your attention span will actually increase because you're sort of forced to pay attention. Whereas now what's going on is people have such simple access to change the thing that they're viewing. So if you look at it, if you give a 4-year-old an iPad, over time what'll happen is they won't watch long form stuff. They'll just switch off of it more and more and more and more and more, which is why if you look at a lot of these things that are very, very like common for that kids will watch, it's like compilations of super short form stuff. So there'll be an hour of like a kid that's like looking at 60-second clips and is just like completely mentally checked out. So we absolutely have a society that is shortening our attention span.